What if the most mysterious part of one of the Bible's greatest miracles was never actually explained? Not the resurrection itself, but what happened in between. Where was Lazarus during those 4 days? Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and stay with me. Because this isn't just about a miracle, it's about a silence. A silence in Scripture that raises questions no one seems willing to answer. We all know the story. Lazarus of Bethany, the man who died, and was brought back to life by Jesus Christ. For days in the tomb, for days of stillness, and then a command, come out, and he does, alive again. But here's the question that changes everything. Where was Lazarus before he came back? Think about it. Death, according to most teachings, is not just a pause. It's a transition, a movement from one state of existence to another. So logically, if Lazarus truly died, then something must have happened during those 4 days. But the text is silent, completely silent. Why? Let's explore what was believed at the time. In ancient Jewish thought, there was an idea that the soul lingered near the body, a kind of hovering, a presence not yet fully separated. But that period was believed to last about 3 days. After that, the soul was considered gone, irreversibly. So now ask yourself, why does the story emphasize that Lazarus was dead for 4 days? Why not 1 day? Why not 2? Specifically 4. Because 4 days changes everything. It removes the possibility of a near-death experience. It eliminates the idea that the soul was still close. It pushes the narrative into something far more extreme, a return from beyond the point of no return. But here's where the questions begin to deepen. If Lazarus' soul had already departed, then where did it go? Into what state? Into what realm? At the time, there were competing ideas. Some believed in a shadowy resting place. Others believed in a structured afterlife. Later, traditions would describe concepts like Hades, a realm of the dead, a place of waiting, not yet final judgment, but not life either. So if Lazarus entered that state, if he crossed into whatever lies beyond death, then his return raises a disturbing question. Was he brought back? From somewhere? Or from something? And if so, why doesn't he say anything about it? Think carefully. A man spends 4 days beyond death, experiences whatever lies on the other side, returns to the living world, and says nothing. No description, no warning, no revelation. Nothing recorded. Why? Was he unable to speak about it? Was he forbidden? Or was the silence intentional? Because if Lazarus had described the afterlife, it would have answered questions that still divide humanity today. What happens after death? Is there consciousness? Is there judgment? Is there peace? Or something else? And yet the story gives us no answers. Only the miracle, never the experience. Now let's look at this from another angle. Imagine being Lazarus. You've crossed beyond life. Whatever you encountered, whether peace, darkness, awareness, or nothing at all, you experienced it. And then suddenly, you're pulled back. Back into a body. Back into limitation. Back into mortality. Ask yourself this. Would that feel like a gift or an interruption? We're told the resurrection is a miracle. But from Lazarus' perspective, was it entirely positive? Or could it have been traumatic? Because if the afterlife was peaceful, then returning to a world of suffering, wouldn't that feel like loss? And if the afterlife was something else entirely, something we don't fully understand, then what exactly was he taken from? Another question. Why Lazarus? Why this moment? Why this miracle? The Gospel of John presents it as a turning point. After Lazarus is raised, the authorities begin planning more seriously to act against Jesus. Was this miracle meant to reveal power or provoke consequence? Because if it led directly to the events that followed, then it wasn't just about restoring life. It was about setting something in motion. Now consider the absence again. No testimony from Lazarus, no account of what lies beyond. Just silence. And maybe that silence is the most important part, because it forces us to confront something uncomfortable. We don't know what happens after death. Not with certainty. not with clarity. Perhaps the story was never meant to answer that question. Perhaps it was meant to raise it. So let me ask you, if someone today died for 4 days, came back, what would be the first question you ask them? Would it be about the miracle or about what they saw? And if they refused to answer, how would that change what you believe? The story of Lazarus is powerful. It's not just because he returned to life, but because of what remains hidden, the gap, the silence. Because sometimes what a story doesn't say is just as important as what it does. If this made you think differently, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. What do you believe happened to Lazarus? Was it nothing? Or something we're not meant to understand? Because the deeper you look, the more you realize. Some of the biggest truths are hidden in silence.